Okay, we'll see if this... I'm going to do this both on the phone and the laptop. The laptop's just sideways. I don't know if this thing's going to pull it off. Anyhow. And I have no idea where I'm looking at now. Phone, laptop, whatever. This event, I'm somewhat reluctant to do this video. I don't want to use that word, but and it's not about my family, my cousin, or anything. It's about something totally different. I'm not real comfortable doing this video. I might get some grief for this, but whatever. If you can help someone, you should try to help someone. There's a lot of people I see in my feed in this YouTube thing here. A lot of channels that are, oh, there we go. A lot of channels that are dealing with cancer. That's a terrible thing. Or some form of cancer. I've noticed like 4 or 5 different channels are dealing with this right now. People I don't necessarily know personally, but I see it in the titles. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw you to a channel. If you're someone who thinks maybe cancer is in your future, maybe there's someone in your family dealing with cancer or something like that, and you're not afraid of, if you think every alternative thing outside of normal medicine is some kind of a quack, then you're not going to be interested in this. This is just more towards education, but some people just don't want to go that way. I understand that. I'm not forcing this on anyone. But if you think cancer has some effect on you, your family, or maybe your future, I'm going to turn you on to a channel. Now, this channel, I found this guy back in December when I decided to change my diet drastically. And I was looking for something else, and this guy's name kept popping up from other channels. They kept talking about this guy. But I go look at his videos, and I'm like, I don't want to follow this nut. I'm not going to watch this nut. Because there's just something goofy about the guy. And he actually seems to be a very nice man. But over time, they kept bringing up this guy. I said, okay, I got to watch his video. His videos are like an hour and a half long. You don't have to watch the whole thing. And usually in the description, it'll point, okay, at 4:10 he speaks on this. At at 11 minutes, someone asks this question. He answers it here. So you can go through the show notes and speed it along. But I finally broke down. I said, okay, I'm going to watch one of this guy's videos from beginning to end. It was like an hour, 20 minutes. And I wasn't impressed the first time. I wasn't impressed the second time. The third time I started to pick something up. I'm thinking, he might be right. And very educational as far as this guy talks about diet, what our body is designed to do, this, that, and the other thing. He has some ideas about protein, which I agree with. I follow a plant-based diet. I'm not a vegan. I probably eat chicken about every 10 days. But I no longer eat. I eat 2 to 3% of the meat I used to eat. And no dairy. But it's not because I'm a vegan. What I did is I was lacking energy. And by making this diet change, I've done this long enough now. It's been since December. That I look back on this summer, although I'm not in perfect shape or anything, I haven't done any cardio or exercise. But just by changing my diet, which was a fairly drastic, and I eat tons of food, but by changing my diet, I got my energy back. I'm doing things now. I'm getting tasks done this summer when it was 108. Stuff I could not have done the year before. I would not even attempt to do it. So I've had a pretty good, from this, what this guy's talking about food-wise, I don't have the fatigue and the lack of energy issues I used to have. So it's for me, I'm not dealing with cancer or anything like that, but so far what I've learned from this guy, I've used and I've seen results. But it's very different. It's not something far out. It's not something like, space alien crazy or nothing like that. Everything he talks about is doable. But he's going to talk about things that will really take you off guard, like, no one ever told me that, I never heard that before or whatever. Some kind of far out stuff. Stuff it's not what you've heard before. Like he says, he has some real strong views about protein. Anyhow, he's also dealt with patients that have had cancer, leukemias, this kind of thing, and with results has help people. I'll just leave it at that. He does go off on these tangents sometimes. I think he's a universalist. These are people that believe there's a universal consciousness. I call them universalists. That's not what they are, but that's what I call them. Kind of a spiritual thing. I'll do a video on that one day. I would avoid that if I were you. He's not, he's a nice man, and it's very believable. It's a very appealing kind of a thing, but I'd stay away from that. That's one catch of the whole deal. But he doesn't do a whole lot of that. I haven't watched his videos in a couple of months. I don't know what he's talking about now. But from January to February, I watched almost every video he had. He's very consistent, and I believe in what he's saying as far as with food. Very powerful. So anyhow, the guy's name is Robert Morsend. Now, depending if I load this on the phone, I won't be able to. What I'll do is I'll put a dang, I don't know how to put a link in this thing. Oh, I know. What I'll do is I'll have, if I can't use the laptop to load this video, I'll have to use this phone. But then I'll go through my laptop. I can watch the video, and I'll put a link down in comments. Is what I'll do. Anyhow, Robert Morse, M-O-R-S-E-N-D, kind of a far out guy. 99% of you will want nothing to do with this. I get that. But if this could help one person, so be it. You don't have to go look at this thing. But if you think, another thing too, if you just don't like how you're feeling, how your body's reacting to whatever age or whatever the case is, and you just think, I should be feeling better than this. I'm not doing that bad. I'm eating pretty good, this and that, but I'm just feeling like crap. Go watch some of this guy's videos. Watch 2 or 3 of them. Give it a half hour here, 20 minutes there, whatever, and see if you don't learn something. It's very educational. The guy comes off kind of like a quack, but there's another guy who, this guy takes a lot of grief. It's a channel called nutritionfacts.org. The guy's name is Geiger or Geiger, something like that. And that guy's a doctor, a medical doctor, and he just shows studies. And he also talks, that's that one there. I would just subscribe to that one, watch a few of the videos, and see if you don't learn something there. Nutrition Fact or nutritionfacts.org. I'll link that down in comments as well. But anyhow, somebody come back and say, oh, these guys are quacks. Why are you telling about this? If you feel good, if you feel healthy, and you think everything's good, just ignore what I'm telling you. If you're questioning how you're feeling, maybe give these two channels a look. If you think cancer is something that might be in your future, something you're dealing with, check out this Robert Morsend. You might have to watch a handful of his videos. Like I said, you go into the description. They'll talk about the ones where he talks about, gives his opinion on cancer. And I think the guy has something. So I'm just throwing that out there. If you guys could, take it or leave it. Robert Morsend, M-O-R-S-E, and nutritionfact.org. It's really, both channels have really helped me, really cleared up a lot of things for me. Anyhow, love you, God bless.